Imagine waking up every morning with that gnawing, burning sense that something's missing. You're grinding hard. You've built companies, raised funds, led teams, but deep down, you know this hustle, this constant chaos, isn't enough. You've tasted success, but it slips through your fingers like smoke. You're haunted by the silent question: why do billion-dollar founders keep pulling away, building empires that feel untouchable, while everyone else struggles just to stay afloat? It's brutal. It's exhausting. And it feels like the whole world is telling you to keep pushing harder, but never teaching you the real secret. Because here's the truth. No one's saying out loud. The missing habit isn't about working longer hours or chasing more deals. It's something so simple, yet completely ignored, that it can tear apart or transform everything you think you know about success. The world lies about freedom. It sells you the story of endless opportunity, then shackles you with rules, expectations, and this relentless pressure to fit in, to perform, to be enough by someone else's standards. You're fed comfort disguised as progress, kept busy but empty, convinced that maybe if you just tweak your morning routine or find the right productivity hack, you'll crack the code. But what if the problem isn't what you're doing, but what you're not? What if the only way to truly break through the noise, to transcend all limits, is by mastering the habit that billion-dollar founders live by every damn day, and almost nobody talks about? This habit isn't flashy. It doesn't get the spotlight. No TikTok trends, no catchy slogans. It's what happens when you refuse to be a passenger in your own life. It's radical self-alignment, the brutal, honest daily choice to obliterate every distraction, every false belief, every system that's built to keep you small, and instead build your inner world to reflect the giant you're meant to become. Those founders, they don't just believe in themselves. They live in a state where their mind, emotions, decisions, environment, and energy move as one unstoppable force, not by accident, by habit. And it's this habit, this relentless crafting of self, that is the true currency behind their billion-dollar climb. Imagine what it feels like to wake up with zero conflict inside, no scrambling to prove worth, no chaos in your head tearing you apart. To move through your day knowing exactly what to say yes to, who to move towards, what to build, and what to kill without hesitation. To be utterly sovereign over your thoughts, your time, your actions. To burn with clarity so overwhelming that fear, doubt, and distractions become foreign languages you no longer speak. Every decision becomes an act of creation. Every setback, a signal to adapt, not to quit. This isn't destiny. This is habit. You see, the problem with most entrepreneurs, founders, investors, and leaders isn't that they lack ambition. It's that they live in orbit around their ambitions instead of embodying them. They drown in noise, social media addictions, false urgencies, opinions that don't serve, endless meetings that drain life instead of adding value. They're caught in the feedback loop of chasing validation, moving goals like shifting shadows, sacrificing their true priorities to the tyranny of busyness. It's a prison disguised as a golden cage. The founders who rise above the noise have cracked this code. They wield an obsession with self-mastery so fierce, so unapologetic, that everything else bends to their will. It's not perfection. It's fierce alignment. It's saying no to what hurts you so you can say yes to what builds you. It's identifying that one thing, that unwavering habit, usually overlooked but always powerful, and making it untouchable, sacred. That habit? It's the daily practice of ruthless presence combined with purposeful reflection and selective isolation. What does that look like practically? It's carving out relentless time every single day. Not for tactics, not for networking, not for grinding, but for focused solitude where the mind is given space to recalibrate, question everything, unlearn what you've been sold, and reconnect to your core vision. It's the habit of questioning every single input you allow into your world. News, opinions, distractions, they are detoxed out of your life. Every morning, these founders confront the uncomfortable. What thoughts are driving my choices? Are they mine or borrowed? Every evening, They reflect without excuses, without judgment, assessing what aligned with growth and what didn't, then ruthlessly cutting whatever doesn't serve the future they're crafting. And beyond the mental, they obsess over their environment, both physical and social. They create sanctuaries where noise is minimized and only the essential remains. Their teams and circles outgrow mediocrity because these founders don't settle for participation trophies or cheap affirmations. They align themselves only with those who burn as fiercely as they do. Isolation isn't loneliness here. It's a shield. It's protection from the parasites of doubt and distraction that want to haul you back to the mediocre, comfortable life everyone else accepts. But it's not just about cutting noise and retreating into silence. This habit demands transformation. These founders use solitude and reflection not as escapes, but as launch pads. They emerge with a redrawn reality, shedding limiting beliefs and rewiring their minds to think bigger, bolder, and more creatively than society ever allowed. They question deeply what success means, why they're in the game, and what legacy they want to leave beyond money. This habit turns them into visionaries who build not just companies, but autonomous ecosystems of synergy, where pure individuality meets collective power. What the world doesn't understand is this: the greatest barrier to becoming a billionaire founder isn't money, connections, or luck. It's the missing infrastructure to connect misaligned brilliance, to align rare minds who refuse systems and statuses that dull their edge. When you adopt this habit, you don't just become sharper. You find the right links, those rare people whose complementary fire reshapes reality alongside you. This habit isn't just personal, it's revolutionary. Every second you delay claiming this habit, you stay a prisoner of a system designed to keep you small, safe, and eventually irrelevant. But once this habit takes hold, everything changes. You become sovereign, your will a weapon, your clarity a fortress. The grinding noise of the world fades into white noise because inside, you build a universe of relentless purpose. This obsession with self-alignment becomes your rebellion against mediocrity, conformity, and quiet desperation. It's the habit that fuels every billion-dollar founder's journey, not by accident, but by design. This is the call for those who are sick of settling, sick of living borrowed lives, recycling old patterns that never got them closer to their real potential. The ones who'd rather burn than bend, who stare down the impossible and choose to redefine it. The habit of fierce, daily, sacred self-alignment is your missing edge. It's not sexy or easy. It demands you rip apart illusions, face the raw parts of yourself, and rebuild from ashes fueled by radical self-honesty and selective solitude. The moment you make this habit untouchable, invincible, you tap into what the world forgot. Real freedom isn't doing more. It's becoming so damn clear about who you are and what you're building that nothing can blow you off course. It's the power of refusal, refusing distractions, mediocrity, and borrowed narratives. It's the power to create what the status quo fears, a founder not chained by illusion, but liberated by clarity, connection, and relentless becoming. If this message strikes its match in your soul today, it's not a coincidence. This is your invitation to join the few who refuse to live within the lines drawn for them, to cultivate the one habit that unlocks a billion-dollar mindset, the obsession with daily, ruthless, sacred self-alignment. Start now, because every second spent ignoring this truth is a second spent locking your brilliance in a cage. No more distractions, no more dilution, no more settling for less than the fire that burns inside you. This habit is the missing link, the secret weapon behind the founders who change everything. It's waiting. You don't just want it, you need it. And the world desperately awaits what you'll build when you finally claim it.